Hi, everyone. This is Deidre Kindred, your nurse advocate, to coming to you tonight with Health Chats Among Friends. As I've said before, what we like to do is bring you reputable resources in our local communities. So tonight, I have the honor and privilege of talking with my good friend Kevin Jones with Brightstar Care. Say hi, Kevin.
Hi, Deidre. How are you doing? Thanks for having
Um,
me on.
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. I'm so happy to have you here tonight. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Kevin.
So, my name is Kevin Jones, and my wife and I own a senior care and home health agency called Brightstar Care of Flower Mound. We're in the Flower Mound area. We serve the Denton County area, and we've actually just celebrated our 5th year anniversary of being the owners of Brightstar Care of Flower Mound. So this is a really big month for us, and we're very excited about it. And we've certainly gained a lot of great stories and just a lot of memories doing this, and have interacted with a lot of great people along the way, and it's really been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. I wish I had applause. Woo! That's wonderful. Oh, that is an accomplishment. So what brought you into doing this type of care?
Well, Deidre, we get that question a lot. Both Terry and myself, we came from outside the industry. Neither of us was in healthcare. Um, and so we always knew that we wanted to have some kind of a business that we could run together, but we didn't really know what it was, or didn't really know exactly what that would entail. But then we heard about this opportunity, and we just gave it a lot of thought and prayed about it and felt like this was the right thing for us. We really wanted to do something that helped people and wanted to do something that made a difference in people's lives. I don't think we would have been very fulfilled or happy just doing, just some type of business that didn't give us the opportunity to interact with people and help people. So when we heard about this, it just kind of, was something we hadn't really thought of before, but we really felt like this was for us. And so we both quit our jobs to do this and just jumped right in, and
Oh, wow.
learned a lot, got a lot of training from Brightstar Care Corporate, and worked alongside the team that was already here, and worked alongside the previous owners, and just really hit the ground running.
That's awesome. So you guys have some courage.
Well,
That
some of our
is
friends thought that we were
wonderful.
crazy for doing it, but it's definitely hard work taking good care of people. It's definitely a lot of hard work, but thankfully we've assembled a great team. And that we've hired some people that are just a real asset, and just really have a heart for serving others. And so it's really, made this very rewarding.
You know, Everything that you said in there, I loved because being a business owner, it's not always about the money. Lots of people say, I'm going into this business because I'm going to make this money. And I love the fact that you said service, caring, doing the greater good. You just said all that. And that to me is what matters, especially in healthcare. Healthcare is not a get rich
Well,
overnight success.
yeah, you're
So,
absolutely right about that. I mean, it's very hard work. I mean, if you're just in it
mhm,
and it's just a job for you, you're going to burn out pretty fast.
right.
You really need to get a personal sense of fulfillment,
Mhm.
doing this type of work, because there are some long days. When we got started, we had such a small team, and we were working just unbelievable amounts of hours. I mean, we were all wearing, Terry and I were both wearing multiple hats, doing lots of different things. So yeah, it really is kind of a labor of love, and thankfully we have some folks that can do some of the things to take some things off of our plates, but we're still very involved in the business. I'm involved in community engagement. I go out and meet with all the families. I love my job. I absolutely love my
Yeah.
job. I haven't enjoyed what I do to this degree probably ever in my career. So this has been great for me.
Yeah, it is so great to hear of a company that you really are doing it for the people. It just means so much. So tell us what makes Brightstar stand out like a bright star.
Well, when Terry and I were looking at companies that did this kind of work, it was very important to us that we be associated with a parent company that really what was exceptional at what they did. I just don't think I could be a part of an organization that really didn't have the highest standards that you can possibly have in this industry. Um, and Brightstar, well, there were a couple of things. One, Brightstar Care not only does senior care, helping people with anything that they might need at home so they can stay independent, like, bathing or getting dressed or, bathroom duties to, cooking meals, doing laundry, things like that. That's one side of our business, but the other side is doing home health. So we're able to help folks that need physical therapy or skilled nursing visits or medication management and things like that. And that makes Brightstar Care very, very unique because you have to have two licenses in order to do that. And so I really like that aspect of it because we can do essentially anything that assisted living can do, and we can do it right in their own home. So they don't have to move out of their house that they've been in, for many years, sometimes, raise their kids in that house. I mean, they
Mhm.
can stay where they are and get the care that they need in order to stay independent and safe and healthy in the home. So we really like that aspect of it. And then, we also really like that Brightstar Care mandates that every location be Joint Commission accredited. So, this is a healthcare accreditation that only the very best healthcare entities have, like hospitals and skilled nursing facilities. Very few home health agencies have it. And so it meant a lot to us. The Brightstar Care mandated that we all have that. And so our agency here got that in 2015, and we've maintained that ever since. So I would say the high standards and then the breadth of services, were a really, they were big contributors in us choosing this business.
That's wonderful because lots of people don't know that there's an option out here like this. It's not automatically mom is falling or not acting right, and we got to automatically move her into an assisted living or memory care or something like that because your caregivers are background checked and credentialed and everything. So that's a very important thing to ask when you're interviewing a home health company.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, our caregivers are, you know, and nurses too. I mean, they're our
Mhm.
livelihood. I mean, they have to be of the highest quality. And we don't cut any corners when it comes to hiring people. We do a 50-state background check. We check everything that you can legally check. We do a drug screen in our office. We even go and look at Facebook pages. We check references, we check credentials and licenses. I mean, anything that you can possibly check, we do, because you can't take any chances. And quite honestly, if somebody were taking care of my parents, I would insist on the same thing. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Because it's very important because your caregivers end up becoming like extended adopted family in some of your homes. I've seen it happen with a lot of caregivers. You know, your loved one is staying at home and you want someone there that you can trust.
Well, you're right. I meet with all of these families before we start services. That's one of the things I really enjoy about my job. And I've met some of the most interesting people I've ever met. I've met best-selling authors. I've met a actor I've seen on TV and in films
Wow.
before.
Uh-huh.
World War II veterans and so
Oh,
forth.
wow.
And I get really attached to these people when I meet with them, and I hear their stories, and I see the needs that they have. And so when we're choosing the caregiver to go and take care of them, a lot of times I give my input, and I kind of fill them in on the special things about their client. And I get really attached, and I like to stop by and see them and see how they're doing. And they kind of become adoptive grandparents in a
Mm-hmm.
way. But yeah, I've made a lot of great friends doing this.
Yes, because you hone in on building that relationship instead of just building the clientele, I think that's so important because some home health companies, I'm not going to mention any names, it's all about get the client in, not if you can really understand that client and know that client. And I like the way that you match the caregivers with the
Well,
right client personalities, right?
that's very important. It's almost like a dating service, Deidre, because
I want my
we
money back from the last one I went to.
yeah. I mean, we do kind of a survey with everybody that we hire, and we ask them about the things that they like to do in their spare time, and we really do get to know them very well in the interview process. And we also get a feel for what kind of personality do they have? Are they very talkative? Or are they more reserved? And that kind of thing. And then when we're spending time with the family or with the person that's needing the care, we ask a lot of those same questions, and we take note of those things, and we keep it in their file. And so when we are matching them, we can go back and look at the information that we have from the caregiver and from the client, and match them together that way, because it is important. I mean, once that connection is made, like you said, our caregivers are so loyal to those folks. I mean, they will do anything for their client, and their client really looks forward to having the caregiver there. And it's just really a special thing. I mean, it's really unlike any other type of business. I mean, when that connection is made, um, I mean, that it is, there's just nothing like it. And it's really great to see.
Yes. So has COVID affected your business in any good,
Oh,
bad, or
I mean, most
indifferent?
definitely. Before COVID started, we were already very, very careful about infection control. We would put a PPE kit in the home of every person that we served, and then our caregivers were all assigned a PPE kit as well. And people didn't even know what PPE was back
Right.
then. I mean, we'd tell them, we're going to put a PPE kit in your home. They're like, wait, what's a PPE? Well, now everybody knows what PPE is, but we were already doing that before. So it made it easier, once COVID hit, because we were already doing the right things when it came to infection control. But we did have to change some things. I mean, we did have to put forth some screening procedures before every one of our nurses or caregivers went into the home. They had to answer a series of things before they can even enter. Um, we had to do some additional training. We had to provide some additional equipment. Some places required a full gown, in addition to a N95 mask. And, one family requested that we even wear shoe covers, so we got some shoe covers. I mean,
Mhm.
we've had to, you know, we've had to purchase some additional PPE for sure. We've had to, take some additional precautions, but um, it's made it more difficult to provide the services that we provide, but we've been able to operate just fine. And Thankfully, we've been really very minimally impacted.
That's wonderful. So let's go over some of the services again because I really want people to understand that, sometimes it's calling a home health company such as yourself before you dive into an assisted living. Now, I know some wonderful assisted livings, don't get me wrong, but some people need to be moved a little bit more slowly than just diving in. So let's talk about some of those services again.
Well, so we can be very creative in the services that we provide folks. If somebody just wants us to come in and check on their loved one for just a couple of hours, a few times a week, just to see how they're doing, make sure they've taken their medications, that type of thing, then that's what we can do. If you want us to come in and do the personal care for their loved one, bathe them, dress them, help them with bathroom duties, or if they're afraid that they're going to fall and they want somebody there for longer shifts to just help them, basically walk through the house and do the things that they normally do to keep them from falling. We can do that. We can be with people throughout the night if they're recovering from a surgery and they need to get up to go to the men's room or women's room in the middle of the night, and they're at risk of falling. Our caregivers are there and vigilant and awake the whole night, and we'll be there to help them if and when the time comes that they need to. So we do all of those types of things. We can also take people to doctor's appointments and sit through the appointments with them. We can prepare meals for them if they want. We can pick up groceries or go grocery shopping with them. I mean, we can do anything that a family member would do for their loved ones. We can do all those things. Manage their medications and so forth, make sure they're taking their meds, taking them on time and that sort of thing. But, if they need things like physical therapy or occupational therapy, speech therapy, if they have surgical wounds or maybe a bed sore or, something like that, infusions, at home, then we can provide those kinds of services too. They do have to have a doctor's order for those services, home health orders, but we can do those types of things also. So sometimes we're providing the full gamut of things for people, and other times we're just doing one or two things for them. So we always start with what the person needs, and then we just meet them there. And, if their needs change and they need more or they need less, then we can adapt.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, a question, burning question. If somebody maybe was going on vacation for a week or two, do you guys provide that as well?
We
Or would
do,
that
we
be
do. Yep, and
awesome?
you're asking me this during spring break week, right? So,
Mm.
yeah. In fact, we do this from time to time. A lot of times we get this request in the summer, but we
Mhm.
did actually just finish up a week for a family member that was going on vacation. And so they wanted us to be there to, help the mother that lived with them. And so absolutely, we can do those kinds of things too. And we can have caregivers that are there just during certain times of the day, or can be there around the clock with them, just to, help them, be a companion. And then we also will follow up with the family too, and, send them some text messages along, let them know things are going well. And, we answer our phone 24/7. So if they, need to get in touch with us, we're always available to answer their calls too. But yes, we do, it's called respite care, and that's what we do also.
That's wonderful. What you guys are doing is providing peace of mind.
Yep, yep, that's
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 what you're
what we
doing.
do. Yep.
Yes. So if someone wanted to learn more about you and your lovely wife and the services you guys provide, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, they can call us here at our phone number that we answer 24/7. It's 214-800-5566. And you can also go to our website, which is www.brightstarcare.com/flower-mound. And that's the site that's directly for our agency here in Flower Mound.
Wonderful. A wonderful agency run by wonderful people. Thank you again, Kevin, for joining me tonight and educating the community on the service that you provide. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Deidre. I appreciate all you're doing, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, no worries. It's just what I do. Thank you, everyone, for joining Health Chats Among Friends. My name is Deidre Kindred. I'm a nurse advocate, educator, and navigator, and I love bringing you reputable resources through the community. Thank you and have a great evening.